Hello and welcome to this session in which we will discuss enterprise risk management and specifically how does it integrate with cybersecurity. ERM is an extension of the COSO framework. Remember in the prior session we looked at the Committee of Sponsoring Organization, the COSO framework, which deals with internal control. ERM, Enterprise Risk Management, focuses on risk management, specifically on risk management. It's designed to streamline and unify the various risk management, basically look at a company from a holistic approach. How do they deal with various risks? Effort across an organization aiming to boost decision-making processes and improve overall performance. What we're going to do, we're going to take this framework and integrate cybersecurity consideration within this framework. It means embedding cybersecurity consideration into each of its components. We're going to have 5 components. Well, no surprise, we also have 5 components for the COSO internal framework. And this way we can ensure a comprehensive approach to managing cyber risk, protecting our assets, our reputation, and enhancing overall resilience against cyber threats. The 5 components are governance and culture, strategies and objective setting, performance, review and revision, information, communication, and reporting. Just like what I did with the COSO internal control framework, I'm going to take each section, briefly explain it, then tell you how does it integrate with cybersecurity, then give you an example to help you understand the big picture. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, FarhatLectures.com. Farhat Accounting Lectures is a supplemental educational tool that's going to help you with your CPA exam preparation as well as your accounting courses. My CPA material is aligned with your CPA review course such as Becker, Roger, Wiley, Gleam, Miles. My accounting courses are aligned with your accounting courses broken down by chapter and topics. My resources consist of lectures, multiple choice questions, true-false questions, as well as exercises. Go ahead, start your free trial today. Starting with governance and culture, how does it integrate with cybersecurity? Here you're establishing a governance structure that prioritizes cybersecurity at all levels of the organization. Governance and culture, similar to, you remember what we talked about under the COSO internal control framework, is the control environment. If you remember, I used the same picture, basically the board of directors, top management. And this include what? Defining the roles and responsibility of cybersecurity. As an organization, do we have people on board or do we have people in senior management that their role is to take care of cybersecurity? Because this tells us how serious we are as a company taking cybersecurity threat into account. Are we fostering a culture of security awareness? Are we asking our management to do what? To teach our employees about cybersecurity? Are we ensuring that leadership themselves demonstrate a commitment to managing cybersecurity? Those are examples of what? Integrating cybersecurity into the ERM, specifically under the governance and culture. Are we spreading this awareness that cybersecurity is important through the ERM system? How much are we budgeting as a company? Giving money for each department to maintain their cybersecurity posture. How much are we investing? So for example, an organization implement a comprehensive cybersecurity training program for all employees, emphasizing the importance of cybersecurity in the corporate culture and ensuring that every employee understands the role in protecting the organization's digital asset. Do we do this? If we do this, this tells us as a company, we take cybersecurity seriously. It's part of our culture. It's part of our governance. Another example would be the board on a regular basis discuss cybersecurity in meeting, ensuring it's a strategic priority. Maybe they call on IT people, tell them, let's talk about cybersecurity. What are your needs? What are the threats? How well are we doing when it comes to cybersecurity? So this is one of 5, governance and culture. The second component is strategy and objective setting. How do we integrate this with cybersecurity? Aligning cybersecurity strategy with the organization overall goals and objective. How? Well, this might include understanding how cybersecurity risk could impact business objectives. Because we have business objective. What's the main business objective? To make a profit. Well, how does cyber risk influence or affect our business objective, which is making a profit? We could also incorporate cybersecurity consideration into strategic planning process. When we're planning, well, let's take into account what cybersecurity threats are we facing and how to deal with it. This means what? This means we are taking cybersecurity into account when we are developing our strategy and setting our objective. An example would be a financial service firm conduct a cybersecurity assessment as part of its strategic planning process to identify potential threats to its digital banking platform. Cybersecurity is taken into account, and based on this assessment, they decide whether to invest in advanced threat detection technologies and incorporate cyber resilience objectives into its overall business strategy. So we're taking cybersecurity risk into our strategic plans. Another example would be cybersecurity risk assessment are integrated into the annual strategic planning. So when we strategically plan for the whole year, we'll take into account cybersecurity. The third component is performance. How do we integrate performance into the cybersecurity? Implementing risk response strategies that specifically address cybersecurity threats. This would include the deployment of cybersecurity technologies. We are using cybersecurity technologies to look how well we are doing. We have processes, we have controls to mitigate identified cyber risk and monitor the effectiveness of these measures. When it comes to performance, we're doing something about cybersecurity, part of our performance. For example, retailers identify high-risk data breaches involve customer information. What do? In response, they upgrade its encryption technologies, implement multi-factor authentication for its online platform, and on regular basis monitors any unauthorized use attempt, measuring the effectiveness of these control through key performance indicators. So we're integrating technology, then monitoring how well technology is serving our purpose, serving our goal. Also, another example would be deployment of endpoint detection and response tools to monitor and mitigate cyber threat. So when it comes to performance, we're actually doing the walking. We are implementing technology, using new processes and control to mitigate cyber risk. Review and revisions, as it suggests, on a regular basis, review and update cybersecurity policies, control, and risk assessment to adapt to the evolving cyber threat landscape. This is assuming in the corporate governance and the culture, we do have policies, we do have controls, we have risk assessment. Here we are reviewing this. This includes lessons learned from cybersecurity incidents and changes in the organization risk profile. Obviously, if something happened, we're going to learn from it, go back, review our policies, procedures, and act accordingly. For example, following a minor security breach, a technology company conduct a post-incident review to do what? To identify the breach root causes and make sure it doesn't happen, because the finding would lead to a revision, whatever we found, of our cybersecurity policies and the implementation maybe of additional security measures to do what? To prevent a similar attack in the future, a similar incident in the future. Another example would be quarterly cybersecurity reviews to adjust policies and control based on new threat. Although we don't have an actual incident, on a regular basis, let's assume quarterly, we review our cybersecurity policies to see what's happening, what's going on, and maybe we need to adjust our policies based on new information. The fifth component is information, communication, and reporting. This is ensuring that relevant cybersecurity information is communicated effectively throughout the organization and to external stakeholders. This might include cybersecurity risk incidents being reported properly and the status of risk management effort, obviously inside the organization, how well or not well we are doing. An example would be an organization develops a dashboard that provides real-time visibility into cybersecurity posture, including current threat, incident report, and the status of ongoing security initiative. And obviously this is for internal users, maybe senior management, to know what's going on at all time. And this dashboard is accessible to key stakeholders within the company, ensuring they have timely and relevant information to make informed decision. Not to all stakeholders, internal. This dashboard, we cannot give it to outsiders. Another example will be monthly cybersecurity newsletter, sending a letter to all staff, telling them about the recent threat, telling them to follow the best practices. What are the best practices? Because employees, they're not gonna go out there and look for cybersecurity information. It's our job to communicate this information to them. And this is gonna reinforce the first step, which is what? Governance and culture. This tells employee that yes, our company takes cybersecurity threat seriously. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from farhatlectures.com. Which of the following best demonstrate the integration of cybersecurity into the information, communication, and reporting component of the ERM? So 1, we are dealing with information, communication, and reporting. 2, we want the best answer. In other words, those 4 options could all involve information, communication, and reporting. I hope not, because it's going to make it harder for us. So we could eliminate any answer choices that does not involve information, communication, and reporting, and whatever's left, it involved that, then we will deal with that. Starting with withholding information about cybersecurity risk from IT staff. Well, this sounds like information is there. Would this be best demonstrate the integration of cybersecurity by withholding information about cybersecurity risk from non-IT staff? So what you're saying is, don't tell non-IT staff about cybersecurity risk. Not at all. We want to tell IT and non-IT, especially non-IT, because they don't know about cybersecurity. I would say A is an easy elimination. The word information there is a little bit misleading. You'd, then the word information in there, information here, must be the answer. Be careful. Sharing detailed incident report, good, only with cybersecurity team. Do you only want to share the information report with cybersecurity team? Not only the cybersecurity team, you may want to tell other people as well. I would say A and B, they're similar because they are kind of monopolizing the information to IT people and cybersecurity. That's not the best way, because information, communication, and reporting is to tell others about what's going on. I would say B is an easy elimination too. C, providing real-time cybersecurity dashboard accessible to relevant stakeholder. That's a good one. That's a good one for information, communication, and reporting, letting everyone know in the form of a dashboard, maybe graphs, nice, colorful, powerful figures about what's going on. I would say C is a good answer choice. Let's keep it. Let's look at D. Reporting cybersecurity incident to external parties, but not to internal. This is easy elimination. You don't want to tell the outside and not the inside. You may want to tell the outside under certain circumstances, but definitely always the internal stakeholders. So C indeed is the best answer choice, providing real-time cybersecurity dashboard accessible to relevant stakeholders, usually management. You may want to tell your suppliers if that need be on a need to know basis, but relevant stakeholders, I would say mostly insiders. What do you want to do now? What should you do? Go to Farhat Lectures, look at additional MCQs, additional resources that's going to help you, whether you're studying for your CPA exam, your accounting courses, or any professional certification. Invest in yourself and happy studying.